Good morning, Neighborhood Unitarian, and thanks for inviting us. Our experience of Georgian table culture and hospitality generally tells us that the relationship between guests and hosts is the key to the spiritual and moral values of the nation and its history. As we sing these words to grant victory to guests and hosts, we're acting out the formula for sending best wishes and blessings to all of you. In a quirky twist of fate, we are the guests who welcome you to your own home space, which you do not presently occupy for pandemic reasons. But allow me to say a big thank you, Didi Madloba, to Suzanne for the invitation and for everything she and Jordana and many others did to keep us and our families safe while we're singing virtually for you this morning. And now, glory to God, or to the Supreme Being, or to the deep community bonds.
Signalis gan manat level sa signalis gan manat level sa
Good morning. My name is Allison, and I have your announcements for the coming week. Ongoing at Neighborhood is our meditation on Wednesday evenings from 7 to 8:30 p.m. on Zoom with Rev Wayne. All are welcome. Wednesday's Club Sandwich is happy to receive any amount of individually wrapped sandwiches. They're located at 112 Simpson Avenue. Please contact Suzanne at music@nuc for more information. They are receiving sandwiches after 8 p.m. on Wednesdays and before noon on Thursday. On Monday evening, come sing with the Spirit Choir. We are singing over Zoom. Again, please contact Suzanne. Don't forget, we have our annual budget meeting next Sunday, January 30th, after service. And there will be an investment update meeting the following month on Sunday, February the 20th, after service, in our regular Zoom space. Tuesday mornings, you are invited to coffee with the minister. This is in our regular Zoom space from 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Please join Wayne for community sharing and conversation. The Danforth Multi-Faith Commons Speaker Series is beginning. The first event will be this Wednesday, January the 28th, starting at 7:30 p.m. The topic is Shemitah and regenerative agriculture. Please watch for details and registration information, which will be included in tomorrow's weekly announcements mailing. Being corrected, that is the 26th of January, my mistake. Celebrate Black History and activate the 8th principle on Monday, January 31st from 7:10 p.m. to 8:10 p.m., followed by a discussion. You are welcome to attend a workshop with Black folk musician Reggie Harris as he leads the group in singing songs that shaped the history of the Underground Railroad and the U.S. modern civil rights movements. The workshop will be followed by a facilitated discussion on how to implement the 8th principle at neighborhood. Details will be sent out with tomorrow's weekly announcements. And this week's question to the community: can you tell us how you enchant your home? One thing. Please ponder this for conversation during breakout rooms. And next Sunday, the theme will be redemption. Our service weaver will be Gordon Thorne, and our speaker, our Rev Wayne Walder, with music by Suzanne and friends. We welcome you to our Neighborhood Unitarian Universalist Congregation service. My name is Allison Kabayama, and I will be your virtual service weaver this morning from my home. This service is being recorded for the public, both on YouTube and our website. Joys and concerns will be edited out. If you have privacy concerns, you can turn your camera off so you're not seen and rename yourself. Now, we have nowhere else to go, nothing else to do. So let us bring our hearts, minds, and spirits together as one as we give greeting and gratitude for being with each other. This is our threshold moment. Let us enter sacred space together. Our service begins now. As we light our chalice, you are encouraged to light your own personal chalice or a candle, or hold your hands in the shape of a chalice, but either way, join our choir as we sing.
We light this chalice to remember, to light the fire within our own hearts.
And now for our prelude, prepared by the Georgian Trio. Alan Gasser of the Georgian Trio is joining us this morning. Alan, would you like to introduce it?
Sure. Thanks, Allison, for your lovely example. I realized I forgot to say my own name. I'm sorry. And our trio's name is Matchari, which refers to, it's the word for new wine. So we're always hoping to grow into something better and more The two words in the title of our this upcoming song are Zveleburi Rigini. The first word, Zveleburi, refers to us or the singers of the song as some elders or old guys who are singing to celebrate each other's company. The word Rigini refers to singing the way you would when you're saving your voice in rehearsal, or simply for your own pleasure. Zveleburi Rigini.
Thank you. So beautiful. I start today by acknowledging the Wendat, Anishinaabeg Nation, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, and the Mississaugas of the New Credit First Nations who lived here before me and are living here now, together with Métis and Inuit. I offer my gratitude to our First Nations for their care for and teachings about our earth and our relations. I will work to honor those teachings. Good morning and welcome. Our minister is the Rev Wayne Walder from Neighborhood, and our musical director is Suzanne Mazars, who's enjoying a Sunday off. We are very fortunate to have guest musicians Alan Gasser and his Georgian trio this morning. Zee Getchell facilitates our Sunday Child and Caregiver program. We also have Gordon Thorne doing the Zoom web hosting duties. Thank you to all of them. By now, we all know Zoom etiquette, but there is one technical suggestion. We will be spotlighting the camera as well as screen sharing. videos, and slides. For those at home to have a better viewing experience, I suggest that you hover your cursor between the screen shared slide and the camera feed. You can make the two windows approximately equal. Try it now as we screen share this slide. If you have a tech question or concern, please send a direct chat message to Zee or Peter. Thank you. If you are visiting us for the first time, we welcome you and encourage you to stay after service. You can go to a breakout room or stay in the main room with our minister, who will answer questions about who we are and what we do. Our mission at Neighborhood is to empower spiritual growth and shared action for the care of our world. Our theme for January is home maintenance, and today's theme is home is what we make it. When thinking about today's theme, I thought along two lines. Firstly, I no longer take home for granted. I have couch or bed surfed during different periods of my earlier years. I then became involved in real estate and owned a succession of homes and buildings from the mid-'80s until 2009. An untimely divorce during the stock market crash of 2008 sent me back into the rental market, and I have been subject to the instability involved in being a renter in Toronto ever since. I have been grateful for having a home and done my best to have it be a welcome haven for family, friends, and friends of my children. The home I have tried to create is not like the home I grew up in. That home was sadly broken by the time I came into the picture and felt devoid of love and joy. I found a poem, though, which describes the home I have tried to make privately and with Neighborhood. I think it describes the spiritual home I have found here and that has shaped me by being part of Neighborhood. In the words of the American poet Robert Blankenship, the home in which I grew, where I was taught to do that which I should, was held together by love and everything that's good. Its floors were supported strong by tenderness and caring, and its roof was held in place by the gentle act of sharing. Its wood walls stood firm and strong, never were they shaken. Strength is gained by what you give, not by what you have taken. A home is so much more than wood and nails and stone. It is made of truth, love, caring, and sharing. These things, they make a house a home. According to hymn number 317, we are not our own, found in Singing the Living Tradition, it exhorts us to let this house be a house of welcome. Living stone, upholding living stone. Now, please take a moment to greet the neighbors around you. Switch to gallery view, unmute your device, and offer a greeting to those around you. We will sound a chime to end.
Hello, Joan.
Namaste.
Hello, everybody.
Chris,
Everyone.
Hi,
Good
David.
morning,
Hi,
everyone.
Terry.
Hello, everybody.
Bird.
Hi, Nancy.
Hi, Phyllis. Hi,
Dolly,
Fred.
Hi, Beverly.
Susan,
Hi,
Rose.
Susan.
Peter,
Hi, Dee.
Hi, Doug.
Gregory. Lauren.
Joan. Hi,
Hello.
Joan.
Yvette.
Hello, Bill.
Good to see you.
Rev Wayne.
John and Tom.
And Claudia, thank you.
Holly. Hi, Paul.
Hi, Michelle.
Joanne.
Hello, Luann.
Hi, Sigrid.
Hi,
Michelle,
Veronica.
Good to see you all.
And here comes the big
Good morning.
Now I invite you to join me in reading our opening words, which will now appear on your screen. Let us cast the circle of a sacred space here. Let us cast the circle of a cherished space here. A space of safety, a place of forgiveness, a place of love. If we want the world to change, we must craft in our space and in ourselves the seeds that grow a different kind of life. A life of graciousness, of creative intelligence, a place of life and spirit for ourselves and our families.
So this will be a time for the opening song by the Georgian Trio.
We'll begin by teaching you the chorus. Here's the middle part that I sing. Oh, re-ra, 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 ha-re-re, ha-re-re, oh, na-ni-na, ba-da, oh. Try that. Oh, re-ra, re-ra, oh, re-ra, ha-re-re, ha-re-re, oh, na-ni-na, ba-da, oh. In context. Oh, re-ra, re-ra, oh, re-ra, ha-re-re, ha-re-re, oh, na-ni-na, ba-da, oh. Oh, re-ra, re-ra, oh, re-ra, ha-re-re, ha-re-re, oh, na-ni-na, ba-da, oh. And B's part. Oh, re-ra, re-ra, oh, re-ra, ha-re-re, ha-re-re, oh, na-ni-na, ba-da, oh. Try that. Oh, re-ra, re-ra, oh, re-ra, ha-re-re, ha-re-re, oh, na-ni-na, ba-da, oh. All together. Oh, re-ra, re-ra, oh, re-ra, ha-re-re, ha-re-re, oh, na-ni-na, ba-da, oh. Oh, re-ra, re-ra, oh, re-ra, ha-re-re, ha-re-re, oh, na-ni-na, ba-da, oh. And Michelangelo's part B. Oh, re-ra, re-ra, oh, re-ra, ha-re-re, ha-re-re, oh, na-ni-na, ba-da, oh. Try it. Oh,
Wow, so beautiful. I think that I didn't have to really remember the melody or the harmonies because the beautiful blend of voices embraced all the sounds. Thank you. Now, the young and young at heart, please come up and get close to the screen because Zee has something to share with you. Zee?
Good morning, everyone. So our topic today is home is what we make it. A classic saying. It sounds good, it feels good. It gives us a feeling of power over our lives, this idea that we can make home anywhere, or like the turtle, carry it with us. It also gives us some responsibility. If home is what we make it, then it's on us to make it. And how do we do that? How do we take a house and make it a home? Well, I moved out of my parents' house 11 years ago. Since then, I've lived in 7 different apartments, mostly in Toronto. So I have a lot of practice in making a house a home. It's become a process that I'm rather familiar with. Like many things, though, I imagine it's a different process for everyone. So I'll tell you how I learned mine. When I moved into my first apartment, I was anxious to get my first home all to myself and to get it all set up and unpacked. So when I moved in, I got what furniture I had set up, I unpacked all my boxes, and I put things either out where I could see them or away. And when I was done, it didn't really feel like home to me. It wasn't until Beckham actually moved in that things started to feel like home. We had spirited debates that lasted hours and filled the house with laughter about where to put things. Both of us coming up with examples, admittedly sometimes ridiculous ones, but examples about why our ideas should be the ones used. Things like which shelf the tea should be on, or which drawer the cutlery should go in, or the most efficient way to lay out the furniture in the apartment. As we worked together to make the space work better for both of us, it started to feel more like home for both of us. And that's held true for the next 6 apartments we would live in together, bringing us to this one that I'm in right now. An uncanny thing started to happen whenever we moved into a new place. We would have these spirited debates about where to put things and how to set up our space. Both of us would compromise, and we'd get everything set up, our altars, our workspaces, and we'd start to relax into our space. And it would feel like home for a little bit. But as time would start to pass, Becca and I would both notice things that just didn't work with the way we'd set things up. A table here that catches the hips or legs as you move through the space, a cupboard there that's not being used well, or just a general feeling of discomfort in the space that seems much smaller than we thought it would when we first got the place. So we would change things. We move furniture around, often ending up in the original layout I suggested. We reorganize the kitchen and the bathroom storage areas. We change the art on the walls or the altar decorations. And as we make these changes, instantly we both feel so much more like we're at home. And the fact that this has happened in every place we've lived in has made me realize that making home isn't just a one-time act. Because like anything else, once you've made something, if you just leave it, it'll eventually fall apart. You have to keep working on it, updating it, changing it to make it still fit with you as you update and change, so that your home grows and changes with you. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Zee. Yes. We have to, it's a continual process. Time in our service. When we invite you to share a joy or concern, if not, then we light this final candle for all the joys and concerns that remain unexpressed, although in our hearts. Now I ask our minister to lead us in meditation.
I wonder if we would all just take a moment to just rest. Nothing fancy. Find a way to sit in the place that you're at and feel your body just relax, heal. I like to close my eyes, but as long as you can be present, it doesn't really matter how you sit or what your eyes are looking at or not. And I wonder if once you can imagine in your own mind a little walk through your house. If you started at the door and you entered, what would remind you that life was enchanted? Maybe nothing, like my house. And if you walked by the stairs, if there are stairs, or a hallway, if there's a hallway or a room, look around your house. What would remind you that life was enchanted? You know, these things are not necessarily complicated. A mirror can do it. A painting, a piece of sculpture, old or new. Just the way that you had the chair set, or the way the shoes are lined up? Is the lighting soft or hard? The drapes open or closed? Walk into another room, maybe the kitchen. The kitchen is often full of enchantments. What do you see? For another minute, walk through your house. Bedrooms, bathroom, closets. Looking down, looking up. What tells you life is enchanted? And as the music comes on, imagine if you need to add something that would remind you that life is enchanted. Gordon, can you have the Georgian trio play? then remember what it is, and it's done, the meditation. Many years ago, we went to our very good friend's home in upstate New York. It was early in December and Christmas was approaching. Traveling with our 3 boys to our friend's house with their 2 boys was always a wonderful and exhausting adventure. After we got the kids to bed and we all cozied up to talk, we innocently asked when they were going to put up their Christmas tree. They said they weren't going to put up their tree that year. They were way too exhausted and it would be way too much work. We let the topic die and went to bed, but Joan and I were disturbed. It felt like they weren't being good parents, not setting up the house for Christmas. Come on. The kids need a tree and the Christmas fantasies that often live with us for a lifetime. We worried they would miss these Christmas dreams. Yet at the same time, we knew how daunting and exhausting it is to have 2 jobs, difficult young children, while still trying to find time for a relationship between you. The next day, we offered to set up Christmas for them. We told our friends we'd do all the work. It was easy to get our combined 5 children excited, and our friends grudgingly accepted. We got a tree and decorations. They found some decorations in the attic. We put Christmas music on. We decorated the house. It was a wonderful memory of friendship and celebration. I spoke just, I think, a day or 2 ago to them, and they remembered it in such a warm way. But I'm sure we've all felt like they did at first, too exhausted with the day-to-day expectations of life to create something special in our homes. This story has stayed with me. It stayed with me because I believe we enlivened something special in that Christmas weekend. We did something inside and outside us. And maybe we did what theologian Thomas More suggests as re-enchanting our lives, using our homes as the place for enchantment. Christmas is enchanting with its memories, its kind secrets and fables, the hushed solitude of winter. Many celebrations are. And the cooperative placing toward common rituals. In our homes, many of us light candles, display cards, eat special foods, wrap presents, and decorate with memories and beauty. It doesn't matter if it's Christmas or Hanukkah. It doesn't matter if there's another celebration we celebrate. Because when we do this for any holiday, any milestone, we enchant our homes. A birth or a birthday can do it. A death can do it. The children leaving home can. A new job can. A new place can. If we treat these times as special and try to ground them in our homes, I believe we enchant them. And we can often use that enchantment in our home to remind ourselves that there is more to life than any to-do list. By seeing the Christmas tree or a lovely card, a special birthday cake, a hand-drawn picture, you add something more to your awareness inside your own home that helps you see past the normal habits, the usual worries, and the hidden fears. Enchantment is important because our souls are shy. So shy that they hide when we get busy. So shy that they leave when we're exhausted. So shy that they run away when we judge ourselves and others. The physical representations in our home, the memories of depth in our lives, tells the soul, or whatever enchants us, that it's safe to deepen. It's safe to dream. It's safe to wish and to love. Decorating our homes is something we already do. Adding enchantment isn't necessarily more work. It's simply a change in awareness. A soft blanket, just the right size on the couch, can remind us that we can always rest. A picture of a special moment in our lives, not someone else's, can remind us that life is bigger than we thought it was. The broken bowl we repaired reminds us simultaneously that life is dangerous and it can be fixed, however imperfectly. Enchanting our homes means reminding ourselves that home is a place for soulfulness, where our soul can be felt. If we don't bring this to our awareness, we risk stumbling through life on a superficial level. Enchanting our home with our awareness can feel like one more thing to do, though. Yet when we're tired, we don't say we're too tired to sleep, because sleep refreshes us. When we're hungry, we don't say we're too tired to eat. It's like that with soulfulness, enchantment, and deepening. When we feel the depth of this, it makes our skin tingle. It makes memories appear. It offers insight and creativity. Many years ago at that Christmas, our friends were so exhausted they didn't notice how empty they felt. But when they could laugh and eat and simple food make, something inside them was filled up. The philosopher William James said, "The only reason life is worth living is because we make it so." I bet he would have said the same thing about our homes. Our homes are places of delight and renewal and deepening only because we make it so. I feel so strongly about this because there is a yearning inside our human psyche that is not acknowledged by modern psychology or supported by our culture. It's a yearning to participate in the depth of being, both inside us and outside. When we decorate a tree, make lovely food, comfort ourselves, and even work toward justice with awareness, these become special, enchanting moments in our lives. I wondered why it was sometimes so hard for us to create this kind of home. In my previous career, I watched people try to create their fantasy of a beautiful home. I ran a construction company. We got awards for designing and building and rebuilding beautiful homes. Often, though, beautiful, expensive renovations and decorations did not create an enchanted home. I realized that many of us did not live in enchanted homes when we were children. Some of us lived in nightmare homes. If there was poverty in our homes, fear, illness, abandonment, we would not know how to enchant them without remembering what we try to forget. If we were faced with a bad model of home, a haunted house, when we were young, it would be hard to create what we did not know as children. Better to be busy than faced with specters from our past. Having an abusive father myself, who really did not know any better, was a barrier for me to enchant our home. Joan had to show me how. Friends had to show me how. Friends took pictures of us, showed us how fortunate we were, how much we had to offer, how much we mattered to them. Even our children helped me when I didn't know how to rest or heal or deepen in my own home. Maybe one of the perks of being in a spiritual community is that we can remind each other to deepen. We can remind each other to enchant our homes and the world. When we watch art put up in the congregation, maybe it reminds us to change the art we've had up for decades and we no longer see. When we see people we know and like, maybe it's time to invite friends over, even in this COVID time. The Christmas tree was a bridge to our soul. It's never too late to build a bridge to our soul. Long, long ago, when we did not have places of our own and our ancestors lived together, there was often an altar next to the fire. Ancient people had the altar next to the magic of fire to remind them to see the magic, to remember the infinite, and imagine the future. So I respectfully ask you, and I will do the same when I go home today. I will do one more thing to enchant my home. If you need help, there are people you know, a phone call or a Zoom screen or a knock on the door away. There are people in this congregation who can help. And we do this to enjoy our precious lives more deeply. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, Wayne. So beautiful to see our spiritual home behind you. In these times of isolation, let us not forget that this congregation is our spiritual home, and to continue to be the home we want, it must have nurture and sustenance. Investment income may cover our rent, but all other expenses, including the salary of our staff, require our donations. If you contribute by pre-authorized withdrawals, we thank you. As we contribute to the life of this community, we affirm our lives within it. Please consider making an e-transfer or writing a check. A recurring gift may be easiest. A link is in your chat window now for you, and all you need to do is click on it, and it will take you to our donation page. We will now pause, and Alan will sing. Alan?
Oh, leo, lo, li, le, lo, lo. Leo, lo, li, le, lo, lo. Lo. Do, we, do, what, do, we, do, what, do, we, do, we, do, what, do, we, do, what, do, we, do. Leo, lo, li, le, lo, lo. Lo, lo. Bye-a-dee-doo, 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 ma bo pay. Bye-a-dee-doo, ma bo pay. Leo, lo, li, le, lo, lo. Oh.
Thank you for the Nightingale song.
That was written by Alan Cole from an a cappella opera called Hush. It's from the fairy tale The Emperor and the Nightingale.
Lovely, thank you.
And now I'm introducing the final song, which you can sing along. Michelangelo will show you how. All you need to sing is the syllable O. If you want to know what we're saying, It's Mraval Jamier. Mraval Jamier. It's a general blessing, many years. And let me not forget to introduce by name and be grateful for the voices of my singing companions, B. Engelin and Michelangelo Iafaldano. Thanks, it's been a pleasure. After you hear the opening call, the last note will be your note that you start singing on the drone, and Michelangelo will tell you where to go up or down with his hand. It'll be easy.
Follow my hand. There's only 3 notes.
Today, I want to invite you now to sing with our choir as we extinguish our chalice.
Although our chalice has been darkened, we hold the fire within our own hearts.
Today I leave you with this blessing that sometime during the day you stop in a room in your house, close your eyes, and let something that would enchant you, to remind you that life is enchanted, come to you so that you can remind yourself every time you walk into that room. I bless you and me with enchantment. For those of you who do not wish to join a breakout room, thank you so much for joining us. Everyone who remains here in this Zoom room will be asked to join a breakout room. And today's question to consider in your breakout room is, can you tell us how you enchant your home? Maybe just one thing. I'll be asking that if I get into one of those rooms with you, but otherwise I'll be in this room right now that we're in here. If you have any questions to ask about our congregation or would like to talk with me, I'll be in this room. You don't have to do anything, don't have to go to any other room. I'll be here. We end our service today in gallery view, if you will, unmuting ourselves, and together, let's just say namaste, which means I salute the spirit within you. Go to gallery view and
Namaste.
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 everyone.
Namaste.
Hey, everyone.
Our service has ended.
Namaste.
Thank you so much for coming.
Say namaste.